Okay, Nevada King had two news releases over the past 2 weeks. Absolutely astounding results. They've been drilling at their Atlanta project, which is in kind of far southeast Nevada. It's about 2 hours north of Las Vegas, actually. So this project is actually well off trend from most of the classic Carlin systems in Nevada. And the more and more data that I see out of this project, the less and less I see evidence that this is a classic Carlin system. I see a more of an intrusive association with this thing. I'll show you why in a minute. Okay, but the drill intercepts they've hit here recently are astounding. We got 42.8 meters of 5.64 gram per ton gold. That's just crazy. It includes a 7.6 meter interval of nearly an ounce per ton gold. If you're in a major mining company, these are the ones you pay attention to, and this is what they're seeing here. Okay, let's talk about where they found this mineralization. Go to the next slide. Now, they've been drilling up in the northwest part, so northwest of the Atlanta pit. There was a historic pit here years ago in a relatively new area, and I've circled it in red there where this high-grade mineralization has been encountered recently. Okay, the cross-section over here on the right shows you what it looks like in the vertical surface here. So we got a fairly deep but blanket-like zone. A lot of people look at this and say, oh my goodness, the strip's too. No, it isn't. Okay, the ultimate strip for this project is probably going to be about 3 or 4 to 1, given what I'm seeing here. That big blanket of high-grade mineralization down there at depth is easily going to pay for the stripping that's going to be involved in this project, in my view. Okay, there's no question this is an economic deposit. So people that kind of throw stones at it and say, it's deep, deep, deep. You know what? When you got 3, 4, 5 gram rock that's oxide and is going to make the kind of money that it should in this environment, you can pay for all the stripping you want. Okay, it's not a problem, and that's the most compelling reason that I think this is going to have a very, very good outcome. Oxide deposits these days in Nevada, very, very hard to find. This thing has great grade. It's already demonstrated it can be heap leached. There was a heap leach mine here years ago. Now these guys are chasing that blanket of mineralization underneath the surface, and it's wide open to the west. Okay, that's the important part here. Notice that cross-section ends, but that blanket is probably going to continue to go. How big could this be? I think this thing could end up being a multi-million ounce target. Now, let's go to the next slide because there's another news release that came out. It was actually the prior week. So this came out while I was in Japan. And when I saw it, about fell out of bed. Okay, the drill hole that you see there at the top, it did have good gold. Okay, it had 10.7 meters of 5.27 grams gold. But look at what else it had. It had silver. Okay, 1,084 grams per ton silver. That's crazy. Okay, now you never see that in a Carlin type system. Okay, first of all, that's one piece of evidence that says this is not a classic Carlin type system. This is oxide mineralization, and it looks a lot like Carlin stuff. It looks, sedimentary hosted, it's decalcified, all the bells and whistles that you would expect with a Carlin system, but you would never, ever, ever see that kind of silver. Okay, what is this telling me? I think this system is more of a replacement style system that's probably associated with intrusive activity in this region. Now, if you put this system in context of other things geographically in the area, look, some of the stories that we're invested in, like BCM, for example, is a bit to the northeast from here. Like this is in porphyry country down here. Okay, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that what they have here is a giant, call it Eureka district. Okay, think I-80 at Eureka. It's something like that rather than classic Carlin type system. Now this is intriguing because if that is the case, then it would suggest that what they've discovered to date is only a small fraction of a much, much bigger picture, because the footprint of the Atlanta deposit is very small compared to what you would see, say, at Eureka, where you have a deposit or a district that's multiple miles across. This thing has a lot of legs to it, and seeing these silver grades really tells me that maybe we're dealing with more of a replacement style system. Absolutely astounding numbers. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, you can see here this cross-section shows where these drill holes came from, and they're actually kind of central in the Atlanta pit area. Over here in the cross section, you can see the pit. That's that big dip that you see there. And you can see the blanket-like bed that's stair-step down along a series of faults. They actually hit the high silver way, way down there where the blanket starts to roll flat down at the bottom. This is intriguing because if that thing continues, like if they see high-grade silver continue for any significant volume at these kind of grades, you can have a lot of ounces in a system like this. Like, imagine just finding 1 million tons of 1 kilo silver. That's, do the math. It's about 30 million ounces of silver. Okay, and that's an amazing complement to an already impressive gold system. What more could there be? I think there's more going on here, and I think something to the west is driving it. In other words, if they chase this thing down and chase it further to the west, who knows what they find? Maybe they find a great big porphyry, replacement style system at some place.